5, 4. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Goose. This is the Infinity B Team Open that we hold every Saturday night, 6 p.m. PST. It is a BSG tournament, bronze, silver, and gold only. If you are platinum up, you are allowed to play in the A-Team tournament. We hold Sunday night, 6 p.m. PST. You can get all that information on our forums, all the links, all the information you could ever need about us, me, my streams, the YouTube, all things Infinity at infgaming.net. It should be right underneath my mouse right there. This is a semifinals game. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cast both of them tonight. We'll see how that goes. Depends on the players. Let me introduce you to the ones that we do get to cast. We have in the bottom right-hand corner our Protoss buddy eXcalibEr, who has been begging me to cast him all night, and I am proud to be able to do so. He made it so far. And from last game that I was able to cast, WarBandit, our orange Zergy. I almost couldn't even remember the color. How pathetic is that? And let's bring up that production tab. This is a PVZ. I'm assuming that both these players are closer to gold than the Bronze League. Maybe even low Masters, not exactly sure. I'm just going to assume that everybody plays at the low Masters level because that's where we all want to be. So it looks like we got a standard Forge Fast Expand out of our Protoss buddy here. And probably see an early hatchery out of WarBandit. Oh, a little misclick there. Pulled all his drones. That is brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. So probably pool on 14-ish. When you can afford it. There it is. Pooled down. Followed by a hatchery. We'll see if there's a pylon block that goes down. Everything else is looking pretty standard. Twitch. Everybody is bothering me as admin. As adminning often brings pain and distraction and chat and people and so much things. And why do we not have more viewers? Come on, peoples. Come hang out with us. This is the fun stuff. I know I wasn't casting at the moment, but I was trying to get stuff rolling. We're running this tournament. Come hang out with us. If you got knocked out already and you are watching, I appreciate your viewership, and I expect to see you back next week winning. I should be casting you. Figure out what you did wrong, and I will cast you next week. Clean up that gameplay, get on that ladder, play some Heart of the Swarm, whatever it happens to be. Our Protoss buddy's dropping his second pylon. He did, in fact, get that Nexus started. Forge Nexus, Forge Fast Expand, beautiful Protoss style play. Hatch is down for the Zergy buddy. And where did that probe go? Sneaky, sneaky probe. Died? Died. 1 kill drone, boss status drone. Gas is down, so we'll probably see some early 2-base shenanigans out of our Zergy buddy. This is becoming very popular on the ladder, very popular at the GSL level, MLG, any other acronyms you guys can come up with for tournaments and other such things. Expansions just about the same timing. Nexus will be slightly ahead of his opponent. And sending out another scout probie. Got a couple overlords positioned all over the dang map, working his way across. Is he gonna spot this probe? Is he? Is he? He does. He sees it. It's there. It's there. It's there. It's sneaky. Oh, it's visible. That's like the most exciting thing going on right there. And these Zerglings are on duty, and they are gonna smoke him real quick. Speed has been started, but it's a little ways from being done. It looks like eXcalibEr's getting cute, running away from them Zerglings. He's going to get more than likely pushed all the way back to the base, possibly even picked off unless he can get to the safety of this cannon. Taking pot shots. Taking pot, and he ducks back. Not sure about that decision. Trying to check the expansion of his opponent. I suppose he is definitely going to lose that to this queen now. Zerglings and queens are pretty good, and there he goes. Not getting too much extra information. Double gas down and a roach warren already on 2 bases from our Zerg buddy, and it looks like pretty standard stuff from the Protoss side. Getting that +1, starting that warp gate tech. Got a sentry on the way. Getting himself to the high ground. Probably wants to tickle this overlord because tickling is fun. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Sentry's so good. 200 Sentry, so good. Ask Kaluna. He loves sentries. PVZ, definitely one of the more interesting on-topic matchups of the day, of the meta is probably a better way to say that. A lot of people wondering who's more OP. I'll tell you who's OP. Dustin Browder. That guy is broken. Gotta love Dustin Browder. Saw an interview with him the other day. Excellent interview. I loved his opinions, his ideas. I think they have a really good direction for Heart of the Swarm. Let me know. I would love to hear your guys' opinions. You can drop that on the forums. I've been playing Heart of the Swarm myself. I did finally sneak a beta key, which is awesome. I get to toy around with the new shiny stuff like that there Tempest. Those of you who didn't know, I am a Protoss player, a terrible Protoss player at that. But, you know, we're working on it. Working on it. Looks like Morse is getting himself some casting action on the other stream. If you guys do get tired of me, and I don't know why you would, because I'm awesome, he is casting at twitch.tv/crmorse, and you can follow him there. My stream is all on my overlay. I am also dual casting to that stream as well. I do that to save it on the archives. Make sure we get all these VODs cut up and put on our YouTube, which is youtube.com/infgaming2012. If you are watching there, please go to our streams. If you are watching here, please go to our YouTube. We could use the subscribers, and the winner gets to cut off Morse's hair. For those of you that don't know, Morse's hair is all the way down his backside, like 15, 16 inches, and you get to keep that as long as you donate it to Locks of Love. But you get to keep it all the way to Locks of Love. And that, my friends, is a prize. So it looks like a Sentry Immortal Blink 2-base into 3-base play from our Protoss buddy. Pretty standard, just taking the 3rd base, not going for any too crazy aggression. Although our Zergy buddy's massing himself up quite an army, getting some roaches out there. Got a macro hatch on the way. Ton more roaches just popped. Looks like he's going for some 2-base roach push, which could be a bad timing for our Protoss buddy. He does only have the 1 Immortal, 2nd one just popped. Could use a 3rd in production. If you don't know, 3 Immortals one-shot a roach. That's right, roaches are so good it takes 3 frickin' Immortals to kill them. It's so annoying. Rocks are eliminated from the Protoss 2nd to 3rd, which makes travel there and defense there a bit easier. But this is a ton of roaches. 1 cannon is not enough. He will need some key force fields here to force a bad engagement for the roaches to make him come back, and we'll see how he reacts to this warping in. He actually blocks himself with the stalkers. Mortals can't get the shots off, and a couple good force fields trapping some roaches is going to do a decent amount of damage, but not at the expense of a couple pylons, which really sets him back. The cannon is not firing. The 3 Immortals are there, and he's going to turn this around as WarBandit is not going to be able to make this effective. Immortals are very good against roaches. Pulling him back while he can. 3rd base goes down uncontested for eXcalibEr, and there is no 3rd from our Zergy buddy as he was busy microing that battle. This probe is spotting those 5 roaches on their path to retreat, and unfortunately gets murdered for doing so. Pylon for eXcalibEr is going down, needs to replace that other one as well. Continuing that Immortal production, got a couple more gateways, spending his money pretty well, catching himself up in supply, and that is slightly due to the fact that there's no Zerg 3rd, even though he has a macro hatch. Definitely doesn't have the income. He has a ton of gas, though. Whew. Zergy's in their gas, running gas on 4 bases, and that is when it's going to start getting tough to spend, because roaches are pretty mineral heavy, and Zerglings are entirely mineral, so he's not got a good way to spend all that gas. Needs to get that 3rd up and running, especially with this macro hatch. He's going to be able to spend his minerals really, really well. eXcalibEr taking the 3rd of his own, getting himself decently saturated. 57 to 47 drones. He has a decent supply lead in workers, and that's really what's going to hurt our Zerg buddy as he's pushing out across the map again with a bunch of Zerglings. He does know about this. This roach has spotted that base, and Zerglings are going to try and punish this. He's a little out of position to be defending it. Not enough zealots, in my opinion, and we'll see how many probes he can get killed here. He's going to focus down as much as he can, see if he can get the whole mineral line. All the probes go down, And this Nexus is on its way to death. Needs some force fields or something. Lings are pretty good. Force field the Nexus. Force field around the Nexus. And he's going to go ahead and just let that go. Not exactly my personal best choice, but not a lot that he thought he could do at that point. That's alright. He's still not in too bad of shape. There is a lot of Lings and Roaches out for his opponent, but not a lot of mining going on at his opponent's own third. And the Macro Hatch is kind of there. Not sure why he's going to let those Zerglings kill his assimilator for, but that's okay. 4 Immortals in a few centuries is actually enough to beat every Zerg ever. Every Zerg ever, and it's just that simple. Immortal Century is good. I don't Protoss very much, but when I do, I am Mortal Sentry. I'm kidding. I don't do that all the time. It's like one of my least favorite PvZ builds. But it works. Oh, it works so good. And looks like eXcalibEr is going to push out with his force here. Gauging this in the open is not necessarily the way he wants to go. He's going to have to get some key force fields off here, and I think he's going to engage his army unsuspectingly. Plants that pylon, not exactly the best placement. And he gets a really bad engage, except the Zerglings are unable to attack what they need to be attacking, which is these Immortals, but the Immortals are not attacking the Roaches. He's forced to pull this back, needs to force field a few more to get a full surround here. Nice force fields keeping those Zerglings back. But these Immortals are not attacking the Roaches, and that's what's doing the DPS in this. And here comes the first Colossi, and that's going to force some of these units back. I would say it's a pretty good trade for Bandit, as he is also getting down a 4th base. And eXcalibEr just now restarting his 3rd, but Colossus production is up and running. Another one on the way, still kept all 4 Immortals alive with decent shields and life. So Zealot, Stalker, Immortal, Colossi against Roach Ling. And this 3rd is going to get punished one more time. Let's see if he chooses to defend this. The Colossi will definitely help. He does have the range done, which will help him in shooting this back. See how many Zerglings he can get. And charge is done as well. A personal favorite of mine. Getting proxy pylons out on the map, which is the way to sneak your probe around. You need those so you can warp in everywhere and force engagements where you need them. Zergling's just so dang fast. eXcalibEr only 30 supply behind his opponent. Considering all the trading that has gone on, that is pretty dang good. Warping in more Zealots, sending them down the pathway, and those are spotted by the Overlord. Those are going to die. I believe they're on a move command. They are on a move command, or on attack command to the base there. I'd like to see him move out, but he's not quite doing it. Right into the 3rd base of WarBandit, going straight for that hatchery. 6 Zealots can take down a hatchery pretty quickly, but if those 6 Zealots get taken down, then it doesn't exactly work out so well for him. And it almost there, and 3 Zealots remain, and they are going to get this hatchery. What happened? He pulled back. Bandit loses his 3rd base, and the drones are going to go ahead and run through as the Zealots get to shred as much as they possibly can before finally dropping. And that will hurt the economy of Bandit a little bit, as he is now only on 2 mining bases and a little bit left in his main base, and 2 mining bases after this drone transfer. Lost a lot of workers in there. If we take a look at the units tab, he's down to 60 probes for eXcalibEr. Remember, this is a best of 3, so these players are not risking everything, but it is nice to go up game 1. Always good to go into the next game 1 up. Then you can feel safe, and DTs are out on the map, and it looks like he's going straight for an Archon. I'm not sure if that was a mistake. I don't believe there's any detection out. And a Greater Spire in production. Infestation Pit is done. Hive is done. Detection is not far away. There's a Spore Crawler back here. But I don't see anything for our Zerg buddy. And Archons, he did morph those into Archons. Archons are pretty good. A nice little controlled blink. And now he's not paying attention to the Lings that are so easy to kill. Re-blinking, because blink is fun. And Zerg has now officially gobbled up his entire side of the map, although a warp in at the 5th base of the Zerg opponent. eXcalibEr has taken a significant supply lead, and this is going to be really bad for Bandit, as he's not going to be able to engage us effectively and trade straight with this. Does have some Corruptors out on the map. That will help quite a bit. Nice force fields. Going to be able to roast some things. Needs to focus down these Corruptors. Can't even talk. Holy crap, and the Colossi doing so much damage but taking so much themselves. Nice force fields though, forcing the army back and engaging on his own terms. Stalkers needs to focus down the focus the Corruptors. Kill the Corruptors. Don't lose the Colossi. Corruptors. All the Colossi are now off the map. Corruptors have nothing to do. A nice blink under to kill what cannot kill them. And he's just gonna walk right into the natural base of his opponent. Kill as much as he can. Could use a force field on this ramp, and the drones on a move command. Mineral click, very nice. eXcalibEr attacking, prioritizing the hatchery over all other targets. And Immortals walk like retards right into the main base of his opponent. eXcalibEr has a significant supply lead, and this is probably going to be GG. Although it is possible for WarBandit to macro up quite a bit of stuff. He does have some GG Lords, but it's not going to be enough. Blink is done for eXcalibEr, as you have already seen. He's going to be able to get under those, force a good engagement, and here it goes. He's walking over there right now. Blink under, and as long as he focuses those down, which he's not, he's shooting the Broodlings. And GG from WarBandit. There's nothing he can really do at this point, and we'll move on to game 2.